Alright, coming back from a double-length episode. It was actually only 20 minutes. It's not that bad, but, because again, I'm beating these levels a lot faster. But anyway, welcome to the probably finale of Mega Man 4. And we're gonna need everything here because, as you can guess, we got the traditional pattern of Robot Master refights before Dr. Wily. So we got these guys moving very quickly in our direction. Cool. Got a short stage here before the refights. I'm gonna skip those, unfortunately. I don't want to regret not having a weapon, though, so let's do this. Anyway, I'm getting tired, but I'm trying to grind out the game tonight, so apologies for that. I also just don't know what to say. Just get into the rematches. Should hopefully do better at fighting them than the first time. Let me just go through what weapons I need and everything. There we go. And drink some water while we're falling. Alright. Dive is up first. Or we need to dive up first. Drill Man, once again. The last guy we fought. It's now the first. Will the first be the last? I don't remember. Obviously you can fight them in any order, but I usually just do a big circle because it doesn't really matter when you have rewind stuff. But yeah, I like the routine refights. They're pretty good in all the games. Good idea. Though sometimes the whole level is just the refight and it kind of takes up a level slot. So. And then sometimes they put Dr. Wily in directly after the refights, which I think is the case in this game. So as soon as you get done with the Robot Masters, you go straight to Dr. Wily. And there's also only 3 Wily stages then. So, yeah. Actually one less level, but the Kozak stages were pretty long, so. I would sure love to hear that music, but okay. This guy's still really tricky. The shots are just hard to avoid. He always shoots 4, and they're always in a... It's hard to explain, but they are in a pattern, sort of. And man, he's botting me. Especially with it's very hard to, like, avoid his attacks. I'm just gonna have to let him hit me. If he freezes you, it's pretty much game over. Because if you're on the ground, he'll shoot you, and if you're in the air, he'll jump at you. So, like, what are you supposed to do? But anyway, let's finish him off. Can't attack like that either. But now, he's dead. Goodbye. Next is the Dust Crusher. For Skull Man. I like how the health bar color doesn't even match. I don't even care at this point. Just... I don't know, I'll try to avoid them. Just we have a good number of E-tanks at this point. And that made that pretty quick. So now we need his skull over here. Which we actually don't have many uses on it. But I think Dive Man's pretty easy anyway, so... And we are underwater. I don't know how that works, but sure. The water locations in the Wily Capsule never make any sense, so... But yeah, like, Rush Marine, I don't think there's ever a single time you, like, have to use it in this game. But I believe it's exactly the same as 3. We'll just go to the Buster. We're gonna have to do it the hard way. So I say easy only because you can kill him quickly, but those missiles are pretty tough to avoid. They're just... Man, they literally almost never go away, huh? Luckily, when he's dashing, it's usually easy to avoid. I say usually because I'm bad. I'm very bad at the game. I'm so not good at the game. I obsess over Mega Man and record it, but I'm not good at it. I cannot hit the guy. And we died at the same time. Hit the guy. Okay, that was janky, but we did it. On to Toadman with the proper weakness of the drill bomb when I could switch to it. So yeah, hopefully he'll just choose to spam this attack, and you just shoot at the right time, and that's it. And if he, like, it's either that or he jumps, and the jumps are pretty easy to avoid. So yeah, he is very easy. Ring Boomerang is next, and we only have a little bit of that. Oh yeah, and this guy's still tough to avoid. Remember to be directly over the attack. Not to mention you can't hit him when he's doing that. Hey buddy, can you let me hit you, please? There. And not to mention this thing's also got limited range, which is kind of annoying. I get it's a boomerang, but kind of a small range, which in some cases you might want that. You might want it to be usable quickly. Anyway, I did a really bad job there using the ammo. But it's actually better to not have to get close to him anyway. Okay, two more. We get to use Pharaoh Shot next. And I struggled with this guy in the first fight, back when I didn't know you could charge this, so it should be a lot easier this time. This does way more damage, as you can see, than just shooting him normally. Literally 4 hits. He actually becomes a joke when you do that. 4 hits if you do it properly, which I'm not because I'm bad. Use the E-Tank, man. I'm still awfully bad. Also, if my controller activated the menus, I have a weird D-pad and it just kind of detects diagonal inputs sometimes. Or, like, the wrong inputs. Like that. I was trying to test it out and I freaking... Okay. No, where's what I... Man, I'm so bad I forgot what weapon to use. I'm also hungry. That helps with me being smart, for sure. Anyway, we only got one more, and then you go straight to Dr. Wily. If you know why I'm calling him that, then you're a real Mega Man fan, but... Pharaoh Man. Now, I remember saying that I wanted to actually see what he did, because I've never done it before, and oh boy, this looks hard. So, thankfully, this is the one time I will use Turbo because it's funny, and I used it a really bad time. Hold on. But anyway, I just wanted to see how he attacked, because I genuinely didn't know. But this looks really hard, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad they made it where you can literally have him never attack at all. Yeah, I'm just jumping and holding X. It would have been better if I had him on the ground, but yeah. And I don't need to hold it down, but it's just funny. So there you go. He doesn't get to do anything to me. I don't even need that health. You know what? I'm not gonna grab it. Well, I'm not gonna grab it because my controller messed up again, but now it's working again. Okay. So basically, because I have so many things plugged into this weak USB port, it causes connections to mess up if I move too much. But okay, we need a few different weapons here. Do we get a chance to restock? No, we're straight on to Dr. Wily, so... It wants us to use Ring Boomerang here, but we don't have it. So that's a problem. This might take a bit. But also, I really love the design of the machine. And actually, this is incredibly easy. Yeah, you just duck under the second one, or you duck under one of them, and then you just wait for the other two to pass, and then it's easy. So yeah, we're only doing one level this episode, but it is a pretty long one when you have 9 boss fights. And of course, Wily's always got the second phase. Drill Bomb is next, and we do have enough of that. This one's a little harder to hit, though. Right, so what you have to do, I forgot. What you have to do is, if you press attack again, then it'll explode midair. So you have to time it and have it explode before it reflects off of them. You could also just use a rush or whatever, but yeah, this way's not that bad. I just forgot to do it. It's our last E-Tank, but we should be fine. You're also safe down here, actually, but of course you can't hit him that way, so it's not really an option. So you have a really small room to fight him, but there we go, he's down. Except he escaped. So we actually do get the 4th level. We are doing 2 levels, but this one's not much of a level. We do get a chance to restock, but it turns out we only need Pharaoh Shot for this, and yeah. Best weapon in the game, easily. Love the Pharaoh Shot. Kinda broken. Not as broken as Metal Blade. So you get a few of these guys to grind, and oh, how convenient, we don't need to. Alright. On to the first of many Wily Capsules. And you also get a special final boss theme here. This is actually a really tough fight, though. Back in the day, it probably took ages. Yeah, not as hard as the Mega Man 7 Wily Capsule, but it's up there. So yeah, you have this really hard to avoid attack, and he'll appear in a random spot, and you gotta just hope you can reach him. Now, thankfully, Pharaoh Shot's got good reach, but yeah, it's hard to... You have such as little time to react, you pretty much just have to get lucky. Don't have much else to say. I do think the final boss beam's pretty good. And, I never understood why they decided to make the Wily Capsule a separate thing. But, I mean, nowadays it's a tradition that it's always the last boss, but I don't know what they were thinking when they first added it. I guess they wanted to do something like the Alien in Mega Man 2, and then they decided to just keep doing it. Anyway, he's dead. I cheated death, and now he's dead. And we'll have a bit of a cutscene here. Really long jingle. And he's gonna blow up the building. Except we can just teleport. You know, I never realized sometimes Mega Man's unable to escape the fortress, and other times he can just teleport away. So, like, what's the logic of that? Not to mention when Wily teleported into the Kozak room. I don't know how that happened. Cossack, whatever. But yeah, we have just, that's a scary looking explosion. But, Dr. Wily's gone for the fourth time. No text, actually. Just taking the train home. Bamboo. Very nice. It is a cool looking train. So yeah, thoughts on the game. 4 is pretty good. I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I could pick a favorite out of the 6. I still really like 3, even though people are like, oh, 3 is broken. I'm like, not really. Not compared to the first 2. So, 3 is still pretty good. But 4 is where they've really kind of perfected everything. And 5 and 6 build off of that. And I just feel like 5 and 6 is where it kind of gets like going through the motions, and it doesn't hit the same, but they're still really good made games, so I'm not gonna really compare the quality of the games anymore. Well, at least that's what I say. But basically 4, you know, not comparing it to the other ones, just on its own, Mega Man 4 is a really good game. I really like the Kozak section, probably one of my favorite just you know, dungeon castle sections of Mega Man games. Now, believe it or not, I've actually, as of recording, I've not beaten 8 through 10, and I've never played 10 at all. I have Legacy Collection 2, but I don't really like Legacy Collection 2. I'll get into that a bit more later. I still got 2 games left. But there's Rush and Roll. And now we get to the proper credits. Yep, there's more. Cool remix of the Mega Man 2 theme, which is kind of considered the main Mega Man theme, even though it wasn't in the first game. I believe the first game had no title screen theme. But as usual, you got the Robot Masters and their designs. One thing I forgot about is that they used to do, because they're bringing it back for the recently announced Mega Man 12, or, you know, Dual Override, that they've done a lot of boss contests through the year. I forgot which ones have been designed by, you know, the contests and not. But it's a really cool idea, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. It's generating a lot of fan response for 12, but I usually focus on the past. And, I'm sure it was a cool idea back then, too. Probably not as, open to submissions back then, but still really cool. But again, I don't know if these guys were part of it, it's just something I thought to mention. But overall, pretty good line of Robot Masters. Again, that's another where I'd have trouble picking my favorite, like, set of Robot Masters. Another thing I've always wondered is, what makes, like, how do you get put in the special things? I've always wondered this. You always have all these people in the special things, and it's like, how do you decide who goes in there, and for what reason? Because you're never told what reason. So, like, you know, I just wonder why these people are there, what exactly they did. And hey, Eddie shows up one more time. Thanks, little guy. See you in the next game. See you in the next game. Of course, we've still got the bonus video as well, which will be coming up next, looking at the gallery and stuff. And after that, it's Mega Man 5. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.